soccer match is a matchup between the number 10 seed Pinnacle Pioneers and the number 2 seed Perry Pumas. A freshman, number 17, Rita Anderson. A freshman, number 13, Kylie Asane. A sophomore, number 8, Juliana Bolton. A senior, number 2, Brittany Boutel. A sophomore, number 7, Elena Kuhn. A sophomore, number 4, Emma McWilliams. A sophomore, number 11, Quincy Nance. A freshman, number 14, Anuli Okafor. A senior, number 16, Delaney Sepchek. A junior, number 5, Kendall Wells. And a sophomore, number 3, Brianna Ramey. Head coach for the Pioneers is Eric Goldstone. And now, the starting lineup for your Perry Pumas. A freshman, number 6, Brenna Rodriguez. In goal, a sophomore, number 0, Jasmine Grass. A sophomore, number 8, Joey Lujan. A sophomore, number 2, Maddie Walls. A junior, number 7, Brenna Alderson. A junior, number 13, Kayla Campbell. A junior, number 23, Aubrey Flores. A junior, number 9, Kendall McIntyre. A senior, number 16, Bailey Brown. A senior, number 15, Annika Sandstead. And a senior, number 20, Shaylin Rashiro. Head coach for the Pumas is John Roberts, assisted by Keith Meskel and Brett Meskel. At this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem, sung by Perry's own Ella Barnum.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's give a round of applause for Perry's own Ella Barnum. And if you're hungry and thirsty, the Perry Snack Bar is open. Hot chocolate, cup of noodles, candy, chips, soda, Gatorade, all at the Perry Snack Bar. gentlemen, let's play soccer! All on the Pioneers. Taking the kick for the Pumas, number 8, Joey Lujan. Goal kick, Pioneers. Corner kick, Pumas. Taking the corner for the Pumas, number 8, Joey Lujan.
Guys, watch your back post. Remember the plays. We talked about this. Stay here. Guys. Guys, watch back there. Everything out! Away! No foul!
Throwing Pumas.
Guys, stop standing. Guys, you have the long throw.
Goal kick, Pioneers.
And welcome from Perry High School girls AIA second round action playoffs. Pinnacle Pioneers, number 10 seed coming in against the number 2 seeded and undefeated Perry Pumas. Ball's going to be kicked back to the goalie, out of bounds to Pinnacle. Pioneers come in on the year 13-7-2, led by Coach Eric Goldstone. Northern Phoenix School, very well balanced in all sports. Pinnacle and Perry often meet during the year and earlier this year in a tournament game. Pumas with the victory 3-0 over the Pioneers. Pumas on the year, as we said, undefeated 20-0-3. Coached by John Roberts, a perennial top 4 team in the state of Arizona, looking again to get to the advanced rounds into the semifinals just up the road here at Campo Verde. Last year, Pumas finished runner-up to to Xavier High School in a 1-0 game.
Stay tight, stay tight.
Goal kick by the Pumas. A little back and forth there. You can hear through our mics, pretty active goalkeeping as Walls takes it up the field and out of bounds to the Pumas, the throw-in. Pumas advancing down. Good job getting in that corner. Going to see what we're going to call here. Going to be out of bounds to Pinnacle. Goal kick by the goalie for Pinnacle. Latest national rankings by Max Preps. Perry ranked number 21 in the nation. We'll fight for the ball. Nice pass up as Alderson puts pressure on the defender. Ball out of bounds on a off of the Pumas. Nice cross there, just missed by Flores. Pumas trying to fight possession, little entanglement, no call. Yoshiro over to Rodriguez. She loses it out of bounds. You're sure putting pressure on. You're sure the Southern Utah signee. As that ball is going to go out of bounds. Throw in to the Pumas. Down on the offensive end. Walls will take the throw in. So Walls, the 4'10" sophomore. Takes most of the throw-ins. Loose ball there. Goalie comes out to get it. Going to go off the Pumas. Another goal kick. Flores doing a good job of pressuring the defense. Kicks it back, turns it over right in the middle to Alderson. See if Alderson can make something happen. That's going to be out of bounds to the Pumas as the goalie kicks the net for some reason on this end. If you didn't hear that through our 3D surround sound, double microphones on each goal. Good job by our production team, Cooper Richter, Grant Woodford, and Hunter Thompson, not to be confused with Hunter S. Thompson of famed Rolling Stone magazine and the movie. Another throw in by Walls. Ball loose in the goal. Goalie goes up and snatches it away. Puma's not able to put a head on it. Again, Puma's putting more and more pressure on this Pinnacle defense early here in the first half. Flores going to put pressure on this, see if she can get to it before it gets out of bounds. Pinnacle defender does a good job of shielding her off. Pinnacle with the unfortunate travel today. Couldn't be in many worse spots as a foul called on Pinnacle. Pumas going to get possession here on their side, but all the way from North Phoenix down the Desert Ridge area, fighting to get down here for a 6 o'clock game. Probably had to leave fairly early, even though it's about 55 miles. Pumas with the look. Alderson whiffs. Still fighting for it, the goalie. No call. Walls is going to keep possession on this end. See what they call here. Big hit by Pinnacle. We got a Puma down. Puma's going to have a nice spot here to set up something. See if they get a card here. No call on the very physical defense by the Pinnacle Pioneers. As Joey Lujan, the sophomore, rises to her feet.
Taking the kick for the Pumas, Joey Lujan.
Lujan, the sophomore, already committed to UNLV for college. The Lujan name sounds familiar. Her sister Piper, great catcher for Perry High School, recent grad. Ball's kicked. Pinnacle goalie just knocks it out of bounds. Puma's going to have a corner kick here, and Lujan's going to take the honors here for the corner kick as well. Pumas scored on 3 set pieces in their first round game earlier this week. So something they feel comfortable with as you hear the screaming and the goalkeepers. Run this audio down a little bit. Corner, good look. Pumas with the look at it. Goal right there. Johnny on the spot. Brenna Alderson with the goal for the Pumas off the ricochet. Nice job by the Pumas, and they strike first in this second round game from Perry, the number 2 seed. Putting one up early. Pumas lead 1-0 here. Pumas would like to get up early in this one, get comfortable, and be able to cruise in and start thinking about that next week game. Going to play the winner of the Desert Vista Highland contest taking place at Desert Vista. We'll have updates on scores from that game as well as it goes on, as we have a unique situation and the ability to watch that game with a coach up here in the box actually monitoring that game as well. Good job by Flores. Alderson trying to keep the pressure on, as Annika Sandstedt was also trying to get a little give and go action out there. Puma's trying to get Okafor going there, or the Pioneers trying to get Okafor going there in the middle, but
Now in the game for the Pumas, number 3, Molly Hedger.
as Hedger enters in for Alderson, give her a little break here.
Let's go, check it, check out. Let's roll walls.
Pumas with the turnover in their spot, but Yurishiro does a good job of getting it into position, getting it back into Perry control as they try to set up a little offense here from the back edge. Walls will bring it up past midfield. Rodriguez putting pressure on there. Pumas with the chance to put something up. Bailey Brown trying to make possession. He gets knocked down by Yurishiro. Little dribbler up there, but Yurishiro puts a foot into one and aimed right at her own player. As we have a shoe tying issue by the Pioneers. Hook up their goalie with a little equipment fix. Other action going on today too, as well as Perry High School. The number 3 Puma girls basketball team and their first round game, home game for the sophomore laden team. Pumas haven't had a home playoff game in girls basketball in well over a decade. As the back to soccer floors with a nice little move. Gives it up. We'll see if this is going to be throw-in for the Pumas. As Walls comes in to take the throw. Pumas with some possession, get a chance here. Get a solid foot on it. Rodriguez is going to kick it back to Sandstedt. Sandstedt with the bloop. Good job by the goalie going up to the high point and pulling it down for the Pioneers. Boot about halfway there. Looked like a handball, no call. Yep, late call there. So Sandstedt gets it in quick. Pumas don't wait. Little tangle there. Yurishiro going to try to get possession. Going to call it to Pinnacle here. Pumas don't give up a lot of goals on the season. I believe 3 goals the entire year given up by this Puma defense. So breaking that defensive front could be a difficult task here for the Pioneers. Intercepted by the Pumas. Brown gives it up over to Lujan. Lujan's going to reset it back to Brown. A little miscommunication there as Hedger broke and the pass from Lujan was behind. Yurishiro comes up, takes possession here. Nice little pass into the middle. Sandstedt tries to fight for it, not quite able to do it. Yurishiro comes and bodies a player. Yurishiro kicks it out. And Pinnacle not able to penetrate this defense at all. As Okafor tries to take it away from Walls. Walls again with a throw-in. It's a Pumas sub. Alderson back in the game. And Annie Hall checking in. Not to be confused with the character from the 1970s movie. Loose ball, possession going to be taken by Rodriguez. Nice job by Rodriguez working the edge here. Centers it back in, nice pass. See if the Pumas can control this thing. Shot on goal, oh, just wide. Great work by the Puma offense. Hedger just dribbles it by the goalie, not quite enough to stick it in that corner. But great possession by the Pumas and effort by Rodriguez there, getting that ball to cross from the far end.
Excuse me, number 19, Catherine Hill.
Very skilled play there by number 6 for the Pumas. Sandstedt's going to control it. Turnover in the middle here. Sandstedt, good job by the Puma defense getting that thing out of there. It's about the deepest Pinnacle's gotten with any kind of threat. And that ball's going to be cleared again. Pumas with numbers across. Zanny Hall not able to gather that in. Sandstedt will throw it in. Hall takes possession. We'll fight for it. As Lujan puts a foot to it. Really in this game, Brenna Rodriguez doing the most damage for the Pumas, able to beat her defender consistently and causing the most disruptions on that outside. 0-0 heads it back out of bounds. We'll redo that one.
Again tight. Stay your left side. See it out.
Hall going to try to get it over to Rodriguez. Alderson's going to take control of it. Nice move by Alderson back to Sandstedt. That's out of bounds. Sandstedt signed with Texas Women College, another alumni from Pumas already, a couple already playing over there, so like a home, away from home for Sandstedt next year in her college career. Out of bounds to the Pumas. Sandstedt with a throw in. Brown going to control it. Brown, oh, can't break through the defense. But Pumas chipping away down this end. Another throw in by Sandstedt. Alderson with the whiff. Out of bounds again. It's like a practice drill right here with this spot. See if the Pumas can come up with something. Again, Hall bodies her defender, gives it back to Sandstedt. She puts one up high in the middle. Hedger trying to control it. That's going to be out of bounds off Pinnacle. Oh, going to call it to... Called out of bounds off of the Pumas. Goal kick by Pinnacle. About 16 minutes left here. It's over 16 minutes left here in the half. 2 halves, 40-minute halves in soccer. Running clock stops at goals for a little bit, and that's about it. So games usually move fairly quickly. Although we've had a lot of overtime games here at Perry High School. Pumas hoping to avoid that kind of situation tonight. Hear the plane flying over, close to the Chandler Air Park. Hall trying to gain possession. Good job by Hall. They call it out of bounds. That's going to go to Pinnacle. Hall working hard over there on that edge, trying to get that ball, stay on the Perry side, but not able to gather it up. Lujan tries to control over to Walls. Inside 15 minutes here in the first half. Okafor fighting for it. Okafor, nice job working, trying to gain possession, showing a little speed. Pioneers showing a little life here on the offensive side. The Pumas will get control again. Walls kicks it up to Alderson. Alderson gets it blocked. Trying to get to Okafor there, not able to do it. And Yoshiro's going to control. Over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Alderson. Alderson to Lujan. Lujan with the shot. Aye. Wide. Good little give and go there by the Pumas as they ran upfield. Nice possession, getting some good spacing. Lujan taking a shot from about 35 yards out. Alderson heads it up. Lujan grabs it over to Hall. Hall with the nice physical move over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez crosses out of bounds. Going to be a corner kick for the Pumas. Nice job by Hall gaining possession, getting it over to Rodriguez.
Taking the corner for the Pumas, number 8, Joey Lujan.
As Joey Lujan comes on for the corner kick. So the Pumas can get another score off of a set piece here in this first half. Nice job, but not able to get it in there, but a couple of looks on the header. Hedger tries to control out of bounds. Going to be a throw in by Walls on the far side. Rodriguez gets in there, goes hard at the goalie. Possession going to go to Pinnacles. Rodriguez threw his shoulder into the goal. He's going to get a talking to by the referee. Rodriguez goes up for it. Hall trying to take possession. Yoshiro puts a head on it. Pinnacle's going to kick this out of bounds as Okafor not able to get to it.
Back again for the Pumas, number 16, Bailey Brown.
Bailey Brown comes back into the game for the Pumas. Going to come in for Hall. Nice work by Hall with a lot of action for her as the senior Brown comes back in the game. Her last game here on this field at Perry High School, but fairly young team overall. Most of the key contributors are underclassmen except for a handful of seniors. Lujan takes control on the outside. Nice move by Lujan. Going to center it in. Loose ball in front. Rodriguez tries to gather it. She gets a foot on it. That's kicked by Alderson out.
And we would like to thank our ball strikers for this evening, JoJo, Trinity, and Audrey.
Crossed by Rodriguez. Gathered up by Pinnacle. Lujan going to take possession. Long ball going to be gathered by the Puma goalie. Missed kick there, I think straight up in the air. Rodriguez going to work for it. Jousting for the ball. Okafor trying to try to get on it. Possession taken back by Perry. Nice job by the Pumas. McIntyre gathers that thing in. It's going to be out of bounds to the Pumas. As Courtney Straub was trying to work for it, but it goes out of bounds. Alderson trying to get control. Ball down. Let's see, Rodriguez may have gotten clipped, trying to adjust her shin guard. We come inside of 9 minutes, first half action, AIA second round playoff game. Perry Pumas versus the Pinnacle Pioneers, live from Gilbert, Arizona, on a nice, warm February day. I know other parts of the country not quite feeling it, but about 71 degrees here in Arizona. Little clouds, maybe rain coming, but the reason why we pay for it in the summers is these types of days right now. Yoshiro gives it up over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez with a lot of confidence that she's faster than her defender, but kind of gimping around right now. See if she's going to come off for a little bit. Take a look at that right leg. She seems to be favoring a little bit. She got kicked in the Achilles or something, or she's taking off that shin guard. Take a look.
Game for the Pumas, number 23, Aubrey Flores. And in for the Pumas, number 12, Taylor Lovell.
Cross over to Hedger. She's not able to control it.
Goal kick Pioneers.
So Pinnacle going to have a throw-in down on the Pumas side. First kind of offense they've had all day.
Stay tight. Kendall, just be a cover. Watch the inside. Watch the inside. Watch the inside. Oh, wait, wait. Ball. Shot. Push up. Push up.
Perry with the run at it. Ball's trickling out of bounds. Not able to get there. Nice effort there by Jorgensen. Little clock trouble with our thing as we get a Yoshiro working hard there. Give it up to Lujan. Lujan's going to give it over to Walls. Walls going to kick it down, see if something can happen as it goes out of bounds off of the Pumas. Aubrey Flores. Yoshiro up with it. Get over to Jorgensen on the right wing. Could be a throw in by the Pumas. Sandstedt. Jorgensen fighting for it in the corner, going to be out of bounds. Corner kick going to go to the Pumas. What are they going to call a throw in? 3 minutes left here. About 3.5 minutes left here in the first half. Again, Perry Pumas lead 1-0. Throwing up. Loose ball in front. Pumas, Hiroshiro with the goal. The senior, Shaylin Ueshiro, steps up on the loose ball and knocks it in. We have the graphic right, and then we don't get the graphic right. Alderson scored the other goal. But the two players that we singled out before this game both have goals so far tonight. Pumas will take a 2-0 lead, which is this point with Pinnacle and this defense the Pumas have, possibly insurmountable for these Pioneers. We're still in the first half, but Pumas just don't give up a lot of goals. So Urashiro, the last game she'll play on this field, connects with the back of the net. As Pumas put more pressure on, is Lujan with a free run here. Gets it down, gonna cross it over. Lujan in the middle, another goal by the Pumas. Nice job by Lujan, working hard. Comes across. And gets that ball to Bailey Brown, the senior midfielder with the goal. Another senior getting a goal here tonight. Pumas now dominating this first half. 3-0. 2.5 minutes left in this game. Or in its half. Lujan takes possession again, over to Jorgensen. It's going to be out of bounds to the Pioneers. Flores not able to control it. Pumas with another throw in here by Sandstedt. Yoshiro going to put a head on it. Jorgensen fighting for it. Yoshiro going to put it. Ball's out of bounds to the Pumas. 1:12 here left in the first half. 3-0 Pumas all over the Pinnacle Pioneers in this one. Little header right off the, look like the Pioneer girl's face. They're going to give that possession to Pinnacle. Pinnacle going to sub in here.
Back in the game for the Lady Pioneers, number 16, Delaney Subcheck.
Subcheck in for Pinnacle. Goalie kicks it to the ref. Yoshiro, physical defense. Gonna get called with the foul. 22 seconds left here in the half. Pinnacle gonna have to work quickly if they want to try to get something on the board here. This Wall is gonna head that back over towards the Puma side. As 5 seconds, this clock's gonna run out here in the first half. At the buzzer, Pumas up big, 3-0. As we said, we highlighted two of the players here before, two of our goal scorers. We asked them a few questions about this game today. We're gonna go to those interviews right now here at halftime from Perry High School. Perry up 3-0 over the Pinnacle Pioneers, AIA playoff soccer.
Pinnacle is just a really quick team and they're really physical, so they don't give up. So we're just gonna have to be physical back. I don't think so because we've been playing the same way all year. You just get crosses in, you possess, you just play your hardest and hope that you get the best out of it. I think it helps because everyone wants to prove their place when they're young. Like you wanna tell everyone like, hey, I'm here for a reason. You wanna play, and so everyone just like, it's all heart. So yeah, everyone works their best. You just have to rest and ice and like listen to your body, and if it's telling you to stop, then you gotta stop for a little bit. And everyone steps up, so we'll be good.
Pinnacle, obviously they're a great team. They made it to the quarterfinals. They can score, which is we've seen in their games, and they're pretty fast and physical. So that's what we're gonna have to stop. So yeah. You overcome injuries by just rest, ice, compress, elevate, and then kind of take it day by day on how you're feeling. And luckily we have enough players on this team, so some of us can rest and take time for our injuries, but so far not a lot. We're kind of struggling through, but we're gonna get there. I don't say we play different. We try to play our game, keep the ball, give it to like possess it, get it working around there, but obviously if there's a threat, we're gonna have to marker and man marker, but honestly we play our game and try to stick to that and just try to score goals and win it.
And don't forget, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So if you haven't bought your significant other present, you can go to the Perry Snack Bar. Couple noodles, candy, all at a reasonable price. It's time for the joke of the evening. What did one toilet roll say to the other toilet roll? What did one toilet roll say to the other toilet roll? People are ripping me off. There you have it, the joke of the evening. Couple scores around the state. Chaparral 3. Bastrop 1. The Hamilton game. Hamilton 1. Desert Ridge 0.
Pinnacle.
All right, welcome back to the second half here. Perry High School Pinnacle Pioneers down 3-0 to the number 2 Perry Pumas, trying to move on to the semifinal round next week. Right up the street, Campo Verde High School. Big road trip for the Pumas. It's about a mile away. Right on the same road. Probably be a big Dutch Brothers night after the game. Don't go there. It's right there in the neighborhood. As Lujan's going to kick it over to Sandstedt on the off far side. Out of bounds. Pinnacle with possession. Pinnacle no shots on goal in the first half. Pumas multiple opportunities, able to cash in on 3 of them. Take what is virtually an insurmountable lead in this quarterfinal game here. As the Pumas look to go to another Final Four in women's soccer. And also hope to get to the state championship game again, which will be at same Campo Verde High School. The only weird thing about playing there is that you go from a dead grass situation that you have in the wintertime here in Arizona as the Bermuda grass goes dormant. And here at Perry High School, they don't overseed. Puma's going to put pressure on here. Sandstedt with the bloop, going to go out of bounds, but don't overseed. And also looks like Pinnacle brought in another goalie here in this game. Or just a change of uniform, but don't overseed the grass so it dies out when it's dormant. This grass here at Perry High School not able to be overseeded, most likely anyway, since it is a special hybrid grass that was actually donated by Walmart and the Arizona Cardinals a few years back. It's a field that was used for a Fiesta Bowl game. It also came with a special lawnmower as well that is used that has to mow it. And so it's a very, very nice turf here that you would not want to overseed and risk damaging. So play on the dead grass, and you go over to turf, and you know, it's not like it's the greatest turf in the world. It's used a lot over there at Campo Verde High School. So a pretty big adjustment going from most of the games in Arizona to be playing on natural grass and then follow the bouncing ball when you get to the playoffs and these turf field games. So a little bit of an adjustment, especially in girls soccer, who don't control possession a ton on the ball. There's a lot of kicking back and forth, so trying to gather the ball sometimes is a little bit more of a challenge off of the turf as Yurishiro kicks it down. Wall's going to head it over to Okafor. Okafor with a nice little move. Pinnacle putting on a little bit of pressure now offensively for the first time in this game. Runner to Okafor in the corner. The Pumas defense rallies and takes possession back as they give it back up on their end. A little bit of fight for the ball there, some kicking and shoving. Gonna call possession there. Pinnacle have a kick on the Pumas end. It'll be the first real opportunity to score in this game. As Kuhn's gonna set up for this kick. See what Pinnacle's got going here from a set piece from about 35 yards out. Ball's up, gonna be gathered by the goalie. As the Pumas are on the run on the opposite side. Rodriguez gives it up to Alderson. Alderson back over to Brown. Brown takes possession again over on the left-hand side. Nice work by the Pumas. Flores working hard to try to keep this thing in bounds. Call that over to the Pumas. Gonna have a throw-in from this far side as Walls comes up to take the throw-in. Loose ball in front. Pumas with the shot. Yoshiro not able to head it in. Nice job by the goalie going up and knocking that away. Tip-off starts for the girls basketball game. We'll try to keep you updated on the score there. From inside the Perry Gym. Again, powerful girls basketball team here at Perry this year. Only 2 losses in the Tufts Premier Region. Not able to overcome Hamilton and Xavier when you look at the seeds. Number 1 seed Hamilton, number 2 seed Xavier, number 3 seed Perry Pumas, all from the Premier Region. Back to Yoshiro. Yoshiro with the shot. Cross in front. Gathered up by Pinnacle. Ball's going to bounce to midfield. McWilliams kicks it back out of bounds, trying to get that to Okafor, not able to do it. Throw in by the Pioneers. Walls fighting for it. Be kicked out of bounds by Campbell. Ball goes out of bounds off of Flores.
Game for the Pumas, number 3, Molly Hedger.
Hedger checks in for Flores. Out of bounds of the Pumas. Walls will come up again for the throw-in. Walls takes her time. Loose ball in front, gathered up by the Pioneers. A physical defense by Pinnacle. They gain possession. Pumas. McIntyre gathers it up. Out of bounds off of Alderson. Balls kicks it down. Puma's not able to run that down. A little too much on it.
Another score update. Desert Vista 0, Highland 0.
Alderson with the shot at it. Loose ball. Alderson trying to gather it down. Bouncing ball. Loose in the middle. Shot just high. Bailey Brown with a good look at it. After hard work by Rodriguez over here on this left-hand side. Another good chance at it by the Pumas. Rodriguez gonna gather it up. Nice work by Rodriguez, gets it across to Hedger. Hedger with the shot. Saved by Pinnacle. Rodriguez, the freshman on that side, really causing a lot of trouble for this Pinnacle defense all night long. Pumas with possession back and forth as we go. Under 30 minutes left in the game. Pumas up 3-0. Kuhn tries to make something happen for the Pioneers. Ball out of bounds. San State will have a throw in.
In the game for the Pumas, number 22, Annie Hall. And for the Pioneers, number 3, Brianna Ramey.
If everything stays pat in basketball, boys basketball for both these schools, these two teams would meet coming up in the playoffs. Pinnacle puts some pressure down the edge. This ball's going to go out of bounds. Good defense by the Pumas.
Goal kick, Pumas.
Fans yelling something and we can't quite make it out. I don't know. Trying to get something fired up over here. This game winds down, but going back to the bracket, number 3 Pumas basketball team. Pinnacle, the number 4 seed in girls basketball. Those playoffs starting tonight. Boys going to start tomorrow on the other side.
Tight. Good walls. Tight. Press. Watch the back pass away. Away, away. Good, Kendall. Good job.
You hear the encouragement by the goalie as that ball gets cleared out up towards midfield. Sandstedt tries to make a run for it on the far side. Sandstedt showing some speed, the long strider. Keeps it in bounds, centers it up. Rodriguez tries to gather it. Rodriguez with the shot, nothing on it. Possession goes back to Pinnacle. As we said in the boys bracket, Pinnacle #1, Perry #4. So possible semifinal matchup between these two high schools. Often see each other in playoffs. Two of the more well-rounded schools in 6A in all sports typically have teams in the top 4, if not top 8, in virtually every single sport in 6A as Pinnacle tries to make a run at it, getting possession, going to take it. It was a big gathering down there to see if they call possession. No call, and they're going to call corner kick for Pinnacle as Kendall McIntyre goes down with 2 Pinnacle offensive players.
My neck just cracked so bad.
You hear what happened there. It sounds like McIntyre says her neck just cracked so bad. There's a microphone on the net down below.
Actually, never mind. You're good. Stay.
As Kuhn will take the corner for Pinnacle.
Wait.
Far side post. Loose ball. Penalty going to be called on McWilliams. Pumas will have a free kick. But tomorrow in basketball, boys basketball will be live from Perry Live 365. Pumas taking on Skyline. 7 p.m. on Valentine's Day. So if you don't have a date, come spend the evening with us from the gym here at Perry High School. First round playoff action. Pumas struggled late in the season in basketball, trying to turn the corner as playoff start. Played a lot better basketball the last month of the season. Players go down, a little heads bang together, 2 players down, just stopping the action. So the trainer's gonna go out and take a look. Rita Anderson for the Pioneers. Can't quite make out the player for the Pumas. We apparently don't have a trainer on site. So it looks like Kendall McIntyre. Coach John Roberts trots out, I'm guessing, dual duties here for the training staff, probably in the basketball game right now. McIntyre is going to come off. A tough sport, and they joust for position, and you end up banging heads. Schwenke comes in for the Pumas, substituting in. So McIntyre had the big hit down here on the other end, and a pile of 2 Pioneers, and now another one at midfield as she walks off. Holding ahead, you got to worry about those concussions in this sport, and see if the Pumas can get somebody to take a look at her as we have transition between the training staff between the basketball game and here. As Pinnacle will take the kick from about 40 yards out. Good defense by Sandstedt. That's going to be a corner for, or a throw-in for Pinnacle. Straub on the throw-in. McWilliams working hard in the corner. 2 Perry defenders, ball out. Hedger doing a good job trying to keep possession, but another throw-in for these Pioneers on that end as Lujan takes over. Loses possession there for a second. Back to Hedger. Hedger trying to try to clear this defensive pressure out. Nice work by Hall there. Another player down for the Pioneers as Butel goes down. As Rodriguez with possession, trying to work against 3-on-1. A little push in the back. Going to be out of bounds as Pinnacle trying to regather that defense. As the Pumas going to sub in 3 players, Flores, Alderson, and Jorgensen.
Okay, Pinnacle.
Pumas with some more pressure on offense. Going to be a foul on Pinnacle. Pumas going to get possession on that side as Flores goes down. Pumas going to have a free kick from over on that side. The Pinnacle goalie calling the defense. Ball's up. Oh, Alderson just can't get on top of it enough as it goes over the top. So check that. I just found out the whole entire game we're calling level Jorgensen. So apparently number 12 is not Brindley Jorgensen. She is out for the year with an ACL tear. So the Pumas have a mystery person that's not listed on their Max Preps roster as Yoshiro with the blast. Yoshiro with the big boom. About 25 yards out or so with the goal. Yoshiro with her second goal of the night puts the Pumas up 4-0.
Back in the game for the Pumas, number 16, Bailey Brown.
As Brown comes into the game for Yoshiro. Nice night for Yoshiro in her last game on this field. 2 big goals for this Puma team. Ball off of Lujan. Lujan going to go grab it. Gives it up to Alderson. Alderson trying to hang on to it. Loses possession. Lujan still working hard. Ball out of bounds to Pinnacle.
We have a game update. Hamilton 1, Desert Ridge 1.
You can hear the reaction even from the goalie and the net about that updated score. 1-1 from Hamilton. As Okafor centers it over, kicked out by Lujan. Alderson working hard. Nice job by Alderson.
Now in the game for the Pioneers, number 18, Gabrielle Goring. And in the game for the Pumas, number 18, Audrey Hofstadter.
Pumas make a few more substitutions as Walls exits the game. Rodriguez controls. Gives it up to Lujan. Okafor gonna grab possession of his. Pinnacle trying to put some pressure on. Not doing his. Perry takes control. Here come the Pumas the other way. Rodriguez. Back to Brown. Over to Lujan. Over to Sandstep. Alderson, the pass down the side. Oh, Pumas with the chance there. Not quite working as Lovell, AKA Jorgensen, trying to make a run at it.
Pumas, number 4, Ashley Feeder.
Everything out! Out. Yeah, you're done. Plan it or green. Good green!
Nice move by Pinnacles. They get upfield. Boutel tries to keep possession. It's out of bounds. Gonna go to the Pumas.
And again for the Pumas, number 21, Tyler Asplin.
Let's go, check in, check out. Man on. Get it up. Get it up. Good, Audrey. Press. Stay tight. Watch the line, Audrey. Okay, inside.
Pinnacle trying to keep it down on their side as ball's cleared out by the Pumas. Wholesale changes all over the field by Perry. A lot of freshmen getting some action as well. Brown tries to possess it. She gets it up. Nice pass. Nice run at it by Feeder. Feeder can't quite get to it. Okafor. Over to Butel. Butel gives it up. Ball's going to be kicked back out by the Pumas. Almost takes out our agile cameraman down there, showing his athletic ability. Esports. Pumas just finishing third in the nation in esports. Congratulations to Coach Brian Dahlem, the computer science teacher. We just found that out today. Finishing third in the nation, and they're set. So esports, a new sport coming on strong. Actually going to be a AIA sanctioned sport here soon. So Puma's already showing up big in the esports game. Pumas with possession down on this side. Hofster gives it back in, controlled by Brown. Kyler Ashklin trying to get control of it, but turns it over. Whoa! A little action there, a little tackle by the Pinnacle player. Possession going to go to Perry as a little frustration tackle there as Sanset's going to take this kick. 12 minutes left in the game here from Perry High School. The Pumas will move on to the semifinals yet again in 6A. Lujan still active. Brown still active. Ball's going to roll all the way down to the goalie.
For the Pumas, number 24, Sierra Heron.
Heron will enter the game for the Pumas. In for Lujan. Nice night of work for Lujan. Heron, the sophomore. As the crowd all of a sudden starts a classic soccer chant. Originality not their strong suit.
Now in the game for the Pumas, number 5, Kylie Brayberger.
Pumas bringing in all their players they brought for the playoffs in now at this point.
Number 1, Olivia Duncan.
As well as Pinnacle trying to get all their seniors in. And freshmen. So inside of 10 minutes here. As you hear the screams from the Pioneer goalie. Throw in. Kicked out by the Pioneers. Pinnacle going to try to gather it here. Over to Heron. Little known fact about Heron. She's a very good Photoshop student. She's in my second hour photo class.
Now in the game for the Pumas, number 1, Rachel Barrett.
Rachel Barrett will come in at goalie for the Pumas. In for Brass. Not a big night for Brass, but took care of what she needed to when the ball came her way. She's likely to have more action later as Pumas up with it on the side. Fighting for possession. Lovell gets juked a little bit there. Should give it out over to Heron. That's going to go out of bounds. Nice work by the Pumas, setting up some nice passes. As it goes back over, a little miss on the touch. Lovell's gonna let that one roll out of bounds. Possession to the Pumas. Hofstetter will throw in. Nope. Sandstead out of the game. We have players that are not on the roster entering at will at this point in the game. Lovell takes possession of it. Give it up across. Schwenke not able to possess it. Ball kicked out. Hall trying to work some more offense for the Pumas. Out of bounds. Just out of the reach of Feeder. Feeder back to the middle. Over to Heron. Nice pass by Heron. Out of bounds off the Pumas. Heron dumps her to offensive mark. Out of bounds, gonna go to the Pumas. Oh, gonna give that to Pinnacle. Looked like it was off Pinnacle, but we come to inside the 6-minute mark. 4-0 lead for the Pumas. Again, going to advance to yet another semifinal, as we said earlier. Hopefully get out of this game injury-free, as Eatman with the throw-in. Game injury through that. Had a couple of players that were hurt in the first round game. Get those players back. Long ball down that end. Brown making a run at it. Check that, Hall making a run at it. Pumas will try to yet again to be the first shot on goal, stopped by Rachel Barrett, senior. But try to be the first full team sport to win a state championship at Perry High School. Badminton is not a full team sport. That is individual sports tallying a total score. If they put all 10 of them out there at once, it'd be different. Getting in a fight with our director here. Be like swimming. If you had a bunch of swimmers win, it's not a team sport. They're not all in the water at the same time. It's like golf. Golf would not be necessarily a team championship because they all are playing their individual thing. They're not hitting each other's ball.
Back in game for the Pumas, number 21, Kyler Ashlyn.
Ashlyn back in the game.
Hamilton, here's a bridge, going into overtime.
As overtime goes into game over at Hamilton High School. We still have 3:20 left in this game. Ball's kicked up. Pumas knock it back there. Halftime already, girls basketball. Pumas up 27-18 over the Westwood Warriors. Quick first half there. Pumas get some quick work in before second round game. Again, we'll cover that Friday night for you live from Perry High School. As that ball's kicked out of bounds by Pinnacle. Pumas will get another scoring chance. As we get inside of 2 minutes here.
Barcelona girls team in attendance here tonight.
Ball kicked down by the Pumas, bouncing ball. Gathered by the Pioneer defender, goalie. Boot that up to midfield, back over to the Pumas side. Gonna be a lot of the last action a lot of these guys see that are on the pitch right now. This is the games get more competitive in the round of 4. Get to the semifinals starting next week. So inside a minute here as the clock winds down. Like we said, Coach John Roberts going to advance with another stellar performance from his Perry team. Strong defensive, nice offensive plays here tonight as well. As Puma goes down, ball goes out of bounds. So Pumas will play again. Campo Verde High School, right up the road here. We will not have that game. Those games go directly to the AIA. So you get to see that one single camera shot that they're famous for. Again, final score from Perry High School. The Perry Pumas advance to the semifinals yet again as the Pumas dominate this game from start to finish. 2 big goals by Shaylin Urashiro. Alderson also gets in on the action. And the Pumas will move on with a nice, comfortable 4-0 win over the Pinnacle Pioneers. Pinnacle will head home with a season record of 13-8-2. Pumas will move to 21-0-3 and look forward to their game again with a opponent to be determined in the semifinals at Campo Verde High School. So for our whole crew here tonight, from Perry High School, Hunter Thompson, Grant Woodford, and Cooper Richter. Good night from Perry High School.